Welcome to XIO Voice. Continuing from the previous episode 141. The Fallen God Stream was located in the northern part of the Pill region. The terrain of this place was complicated, with the land appearing as though it had been hacked at by a humongous axe, forming numerous crack lines in the process. Each crack was over tens of thousands of feet long. Moreover, these mountain streams were also unfathomably deep. There was a poison fog that permeated it. Countless numbers of lethal poisonous creatures were present. The environment was extremely terrible. It could be considered a dangerous place in the Pill region. Under normal circumstances, there was seldom anyone who would come to this Fallen God Stream, with the exception of those with special requirements. However, due to the matter of the woeful poison lady, this originally desolate Fallen God Stream had swiftly become lively. The people in the Central Plains had quite a deep memory of the woeful poison body. In the past, some people who had possessed the woeful poison body had appeared. However, all of these people ended up causing a disaster in the Central Plains without exception. Wherever the poison body passed, life would cease to exist, everything would become silent. These short few phrases already describe just how terrifying the woeful poison body was when it erupted. Perhaps the creation of that kind of disaster was not the original intent of those who possessed the woeful poison body. However, when the woeful poison body erupted, it would bite the owner and take control of the body, turning it into a moving poison fog machine. In the face of such potent poison, even some elite dozongs would end up with quite a miserable fate if they inhaled too much of it into their bodies. Back then, each woeful poison body eruption would cause the Central Plains to lose a large number of elite dozongs. This had repeated itself a couple of times, causing the terrible reputation of the woeful poison body to be deeply imprinted into the hearts of everyone in the Central Plains. It was also because of the fear of this woeful poison body that many factions acted the moment they heard a woeful poison body had appeared. They wanted to destroy this woeful poison body before it could completely erupt. The Ice River Valley was the strongest among these factions. Although quite a number of people knew that they wanted to obtain the woeful poison body, no one stopped them due to the great strength that they possessed. Moreover, after the little fairy doctor had killed quite a number of people from the Ice River Valley, the grudge between both parties worsened. This Ice River Valley told the outside world that they wanted to kill her. However, if she were to really land in their hands, it was likely that outsiders would have difficulty knowing just what they would do. Nevertheless, this Pill region, that had been calm for a long time, had turned into an uproar because of this woeful poison body. Currently, innumerable numbers of people had surged to the Fallen God Valley with the intention of finding the woeful poison lady within it. Most of these people were attracted by the sky-high price of the Ice River Valley. Of course, there were also some of them who had thoughts of destroying the woeful poison body. Regardless of what kind of thoughts these people had, the current Fallen God Valley had undoubtedly turned into a lively place in the Pill region. The Fallen God Stream was not very far from Yi City. With Xiao Yan's speed, he only spent a day or so before reaching this lively area despite bringing Xin Lan along. Xiao Yan and Xin Lan slowly landed on a towering mountaintop. His gaze looked into the distance. There was a spacious plain covered with rock fragments in front of him. Countless numbers of dark black lines were present in the plains. These cracks were just like savage mouths of demons that had surfaced from beneath the ground. After which, they were extended into the distance. This kind of distant black color caused one's heart to feel cold. The plains were filled with some extremely large rock fragments. These enormous rocks were just like a rock mountain. Their bodies were dark in color and some black fog lingered over the sky all year long. This poison fog rose from between the mountain streams had covered the entire sky above the plains after accumulating for many years. Xiao Yan slowly withdrew his eyes that he had shot into the distance. He looked at the plains right in front of him. There were densely packed human figures there. Moreover, these human figures were continuously forming groups as they advanced into the Fallen God Stream. Clearly, they were intending on looking for traces of the little fairy doctor. Is this the Fallen God Stream? It is indeed dangerous. However, someone with the little fairy doctor's special constitution is like a fish finding water in this place. Xiao Yan withdrew his gaze, nodded, and judged the situation. Xin Lan also nodded. She immediately said, "Big brother Xiao Yan, the sky of the Fallen God Stream is covered with poison fog. Therefore, we cannot fly in. We can only enter from the Fallen God Stream below. It is the only path into the fallen god stream. However, there are experts from the Ice River Valley guarding at that spot. They are continuously observing the activity within the fallen god stream. Xiao Yan inclined his chin. He asked, "What kind of strength do the experts dispatched by the Ice River Valley possess?" Based on the information that I have obtained, the ones leading the search this time around are two elders from the Ice River Valley, Bing Yuan and Bing Fu. They were the ones who had exchanged blows with little fairy Dr. Jia Jia. However, I think that there should be other experts besides the two of them. I guess that there are at least 4 elite dozongs. Xin Lan mused for a moment before saying, 4 dozongs, huh? Xiao Yan nodded. It seemed that the Ice River Valley did not deploy an ultimate Dozun class expert. However, it made sense if he thought about it. With the current strength of the little fairy doctor, these Ice River Valley's elders were sufficient to capture her. Can you find the location of the little fairy doctor after we enter the fallen god stream? Xiao Yan asked. Yes. Xin Lan nodded. Xiao Yan sighed in relief when he heard this. He said, in that case, let's enter the fallen god stream and find the little fairy doctor first. Xiao Yan extended his hand and grabbed Xin Lan's waist after saying these words. His body moved and rushed down from the mountaintop. Within a couple of flashes, he landed outside of the fallen god stream. The entrance to the fallen god stream was between 2 towering black-colored rocks that seemed to reach to the sky. There was a path that was a couple of 100 feet wide at that spot. However, there was currently quite a number of white-clothed figures currently present around this entrance. Clearly, they should be people belonging to the Ice River Valley. Let's go. Xiao Yan landed on the ground and released Xin Lan. After which, he walked to the entrance. Xin Lan hurriedly followed behind him. There were nearly 100 Ice River Valley disciples guarding the 2 enormous rocks of the entrance. Numerous sharp eagle-like eyes repeatedly swept over the groups of people in the road below. Their leader was a white-clothed, old man seated with his legs crossed. A cold air continuously radiated out of his body, causing the nearby temperature to drop. This white-clothed, old man had his eyes shut from the beginning. However, when Xiao Yan's group entered, he seemed to have sensed something and opened his eyes. There was surprise in his eyes when he looked at Xiao Yan below. Although quite a number of people had been attracted over to this place because of the issue of the woeful poison lady, there were not many truly strong people among them. After all, the sky-high reward of the Ice River Valley was not tempting to such an expert. Moreover, from the looks of the Ice River Valley lineup, it was clear that they fully intended on obtaining the woeful poison lady. Therefore, they did not intend to fight with this Ice River Valley. After all, it was not something good. It was due to this that caused that person to be a little surprised upon seeing Xiao Yan. He had seen quite a number of people during this period of time, but he had not seen many elite dozongs. Although he felt surprised, he did not open his mouth to ask anything. He merely withdrew his eyes after a glance. A 1-star dozong would not be able to stir many waves even if he harbored ill intent. It has been some time since Bing Yuan and the others entered the fallen god stream and engaged in the search. I wonder if they have found that woeful poison lady. Xiao Yan and Xin Lan walked into the fallen god stream without any obstruction in front of the eyes of the many people from the Ice River Valley. They only came to a stop after they reached an isolated area. Where should we head to? Xiao Yan glanced at his surroundings. The poison fog in this place was not very dense, but it did affect his visibility. Moreover, the countless numbers of dark black mountain crevices would cause one to feel giddy. The difficulty of finding someone in such a complicated environment was quite large. Follow me. Xin Lan carefully looked around her. After which, she took out a jade bottle from her storage ring. She opened it and a small, dark black thing fled from it. This thing appeared somewhat similar to a mouse, but its back had a pair of thin wings. A buzzing sound appeared when they were flapped. This is a poison-seeking mouse. However, it has already been dead for a long time. After the little fairy doctor's special refinement, it is able to lead us to her. Xin Lan released the small black mouse. It made a circle in the air before it suddenly flew quickly toward the western area of the fallen god stream. Quick, follow it, Xin Lan hurriedly said after seeing this. After which, Xiao Yan swiftly grabbed her waist. His body moved, transforming into a black figure that easily followed behind the small, black mouse. Poison objects filled the interior of the fallen god stream. However, Xiao Yan did not face the slightest obstruction. He came to a sudden understanding of this strange scene after some uncertainty. It was likely due to the heavenly flame within his body. This kind of extremely hot object restrained dark, cold poison substances. With Xiao Yan's speed and the fact that they were not obstructed in any way, the two of them gradually entered deep into the fallen god stream after a short half an hour. At this moment, the poison fog around them had become much denser. Fortunately, they had the heavenly flame isolating them. Xiao Yan and Xin Lan did not suffer from the corrosive force as a result. Their full-speed advancement continued a while before the small, black mouse in front of them suddenly came to a stop. Xiao Yan also sensed this abruptly from behind. He grabbed the mouse, hugged Xin Lan, and fled to the back of an enormous stone. A 1,000-foot large mountain stream appeared in front of Xiao Yan and Xin Lan. A poison fog lingered over the mountain stream. However, there were over a dozen white-colored figures standing around this mountain stream at the moment. One of the white figures remained suspended in the air. All of them were facing the wall of the mountain stream where a cave stood. Woeful Poison Lady, obediently return to the Ice River Valley with the old me. You might still have a chance to live if you do so. Xiao Yan's expression changed. His eyes followed the voice of the old man and looked to the cave. His eyes suddenly shrank. He could see a white-colored figure standing elegantly at that spot. Her grayish-purple eyes were filled with cold killing intent. The little fairy doctor,